What a lovely afternoon. Thunder, Arturo Gatti.
This bout is scheduled.
Well, I hope you brought... You can't imagine how bad these fighters want to get their hands on each other. Nice hook. Good counter punching. Just misses right uppercut. There's a counter shot. The jab just got blocked. And he scores with the counter. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the...
I got to stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Wow, Gotti just got clipped. Looks like trouble was averted.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Oh, he took that jab well. Can Arturo Gatti survive this storm? Disaster averted.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Great work. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick. Just the same again.
On to the second round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Misses with the straight left. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
And he misses with that jab. A perfect counter lands. They block the left there. Good counter punching. One of the best fighters Scotland's ever produced is in trouble. Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the...
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And it's code red time for Josh Taylor. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on the fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Don't worry, that's it. Now breathe.
There's the bell to start round 3. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Whoa, Johnny! Arturo Gatti is in serious trouble here. Didn't wait. Did you see that? And that has... And down goes Arturo Gatti. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
A shot from the gods took him out.
One, two, three, four, five. Say, come to me.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Johnny, I love watching these lighter fighters just based on the hand speed and the foot movement. So impressive to watch. Incredible work rate. You don't want to trade shots. Nice counter. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
You've been put down. You've got to think right. Survive and then give it back the next round.
Don't worry about that.
Good work. That's it. Now breathe. Breathe. Just get your breath back. Good work. Okay.
Back at it in round 4. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Beautiful counter punch. These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They exchange punches. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
The gaps will...
Listen.
Back into the fray here in round 5. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter shot. Good defense on that right hook. this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
It's all offense all the time. They exchange punches. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter punch caught him clean. They blocked the left there. And Gotti goes down. I don't care how good your chin is, a punch like that, and you're going down.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama, I think we all know who won this round. It's not over till it's over, but that knockdown is going to be huge.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Yes.
Let's start the 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle on that. He's got to bluff him.
Beautiful counter shot. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Straight right just misses. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
He misses with that jab. His stamina is off the charts. The right hook misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be
He's not getting back.
Here comes round 7. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes
Their vision is being impaired, no doubt about it, but is the referee going to stop it here?
Are you all right? Are you okay?
Wow, so the referee is not going to stop it, and the fight continues. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. They block that jab. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. The fighter's vision is paramount, and the referee may stop it here.
You're taking too much. The fight is over.
That will do it. Tough luck here as this fight is over. You know the scorecard. Another TKO win here. True Brit. What a pleasure to be in. And there's the bell for round one. He parries away that left hook. Perfect counter shot. The jab doesn't quite connect. This is the type of fighter that would say, I don't even want rounds. Let's just fight until one of us can't stand up anymore.
How you deal with a slugger, you've got to use brain over brawn. Go in the matador, pop, jab, move. Get them angry.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Well done with that counter shot. You would not want to be hit by this guy, trust me. A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Can't land the jab there. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Needs a knockout without...
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Good counter punching. Beautiful counter shot. They are giving us a high-tempo show. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. They block the jab. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Well, we know what the game plan is going to be for this fighter. He's got to stick and move and avoid the big shots from the bigger man.
When you're fighting somebody so big, this is when you've got to stick to your game plan. You deviate, you're out of there.
Nice counter. So close with that uppercut. Is he going to punch himself out, though? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice defense on that hook. As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down. Oh my goodness, Johnny! This is the biggest moment of his life. Can he seize it? Can he take control and put Frank Bruno out? Bruno, though, showing you how tough his chin is.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Catch and shoot. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him.
You might just be the greatest boxing champion of all time. You see, man like me, I'm an undisputed champion of life. Ooh, the dogs with me, walks with me, barks for me, go to war with me. That's war with my full city. War with me, that's war with the 6-1. Ooh, the dogs with me, walks with me, barks for me, go to war with me. That's war with my full city. War with me, that's war with the 6-1. When your idols become your rivals, has a funny way of making you pick up the Bible. I've been hustling for the longest, the money's vital. Late night in the casino, I watched him win the title. I don't have to think too heavy, I can remember. The city centers hella cold in the December. The roads that I'm from will turn you to a contender. I'm a Jean-Claude Van Damme, there's no surrender. You didn't know money when the bally meant this trallies up. When I'm saying money, I'm not talking about Pacquiao. It's funny how the tables turn. You're not Ricky Hatton. Tonight I have to let me put my body down. When you was hitting bags, I was still bagging up in money.
That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
How about that time counter shot? What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
They exchange punches. Got his gloves up to block the left jab. And this is incredible action from both of these heavyweights. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Do you believe this?
Another done. All damn, just what have I become? No chance, I'll stay what they waiting for. No brain on stage, been here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain, I'm out of it, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was dead wrong. Feel not to wait for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. Speed down my lane on the road. Feel like
One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use...
You are the sweetest thing. Yeah. I live all the joy you bring. Yeah. But I'm coming back, knocking down the door. I'm coming back.
brain there.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds.
We've been talented all along. Think we're fortresses made of stone.
Seconds to go. He is down big time on the scores.
You know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Get back out there. Great round. Great round. Now relax. Relax. You don't want to lose this fight, do you? Come on. You're letting back in. Power shot. Good work. Don't forget the jab. Don't get carried away. Think about defense.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
That counter punch caught him clean. Let's go with that right uppercut. Bruno not answering, and the true brick goes down. And in this replay, you can see it, that body punch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you continue.
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
We're at the halfway point. There's no doubt who's won this round so far.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
It's all offense all the time. Every time they drop.
You might just be the greatest boxing champion of all time. You see, man like me,
They are going to and that will do it. This fight is
you